Alright, so welcome to this channel, and also here's the reminder for you. Please watch it anytime if you want, especially for my old channels. So this time I'm still doing it here. I am live streaming. For those who haven't recognized me yet, please subscribe. As long as it was my name, Jayap, and I would like this to be starting the information here. So we are talking about Eid al-Adha. So the Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of the Sacrifice. Well, I guess it is Feast of the Sacrifice then, or anything, just anyway, just leave down the comments. And it is also called the Eid Korban. Is the second of two Islamic holidays celebrated worldwide each year. The other being Eid al-Fitr, and considered the holier of the two. So it honors the willingness of Ibrahim or Abraham to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of the obedience to God's command. But before Ibrahim could sacrifice his son, God provided a lamb to sacrifice instead. So in commemoration of this intervention, an animal, usually a sheep, is sacrificed ritually and divided into three parts. So one share is given to the poor and needy, and another one is to keep for home, and the third one is to give to their relatives. So for this official name, and it is observed by they are Muslims and Druze. This is the observers they have. So this type comes from Islamic, and this significance about the commemoration of Ibrahim or Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son in obedience from a command from God, or the end of the annual Hajj to Mecca. So it is about the Eid prayers, animal sacrifice, charity social gatherings, festive meals, and the gift giving. And it begins on 10 Dhul al-Hijjah and it ends on 13th Dhul al-Hijjah. And the date will be the same thing, it's just the begin date. So in 2019 date last year is 11th of August, and 2020 date is 31st of July, and next year will be 20th of July. So this time it will be celebrated tomorrow. So in the Islamic lunar calendar, Eid al-Adha falls on the 10th day of Dhul al-Hijjah and lasts for 4 days. In the International Gregorian calendar, the dates vary from year to year, shifting approximately 11 days earlier each year. So the other names. In languages other than Arabic, the name is often simply translated into the local language, such as Eid Korban, Korban Bayrami, Tafaska Tamquant, English feast of the sacrifice, German Opferfest, Opferfest, Dutch Opferfeest, Romanian Sărbătoarea Sacrificiului, and Hungarian Aldozati UNEP. In Spanish, it is known as Fiesta del Cordero or Fiesta del Borrego, both meaning Festival of the Lamb. In Kurdish, it is known as Sena Korban. It is also known as the Eid Korban. In Persian-speaking countries such as Afghanistan and Iran, Korban Bayramı. In Turkey, Korban Bayramı. In Azerbaijan, Bangladesh, big feast in the Maghreb is Idul Adha, Hari Raya Idul Adha, Hari Raya Haji, or Hari Raya Korban. In Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, and the Philippines, Gold Eid or Greater Eid in India, and Pakistan, Baccarat Eid in Trinidad and Tobago, S or Jude Duncan in the Fulfilled language, as Tabaski or Tobaski in the Gambia, Guinea, and Senegal, most probably borrowed from the Syrian language and an ancient Syrian religious festival, and as Odunliya by the Yoruba people of Nigeria. So the following names are currently used as the other names of Eid al-Adha. So it is all about this. Etymology. The word means festival, celebration, feast day, or holiday. In itself is a triliteral root with associated root, like the word it, meaning to go back, to rescind, to accrue, to be customized, habits, to repeat, to be experienced, appointed time or place, anniversary, feast day. Arthur Jeffrey contests this etymology and believes that the term to have been borrowed into Arabic from Syriac, or less likely Targumic Aramaic. So the words Adha and Korban are synonyms in meaning sacrifice, offering, or oblation. The first word comes from the triliteral root Datha, with associated meanings of immolate, offer up, sacrifice, victimize. No occurrence of this root with a meaning related to sacrifice occurs in the Quran, but in the Hadith literature, Arab Christians use the term to mean the Eucharistic host. The second word derives from the triliteral root Karaba, with associated meanings of closeness, proximity, to moderate, kindship, to hurry, to seek water sources, scabbard, sheaf, small boat, sacrifice. Arthur Jeffrey recognizes the same Semitic root, but believes the sense of the term to have entered Arabic through Aramaic. Compare Hebrew Korban. So the origin. So one of the main trials of Ibrahim's life was to face the of God by sacrificing his beloved son. In Islam, Ibrahim kept having dreams that he was sacrificing his son Ismail. Ibrahim knew that this was a command from God, and he told his son, as stated in the Quran, "O son, I keep dreaming that I'm slaughtering you." Ismail replied, "Father, do you do what you are ordered to do?" Ibrahim prepared to submit to the will of God and prepared to slaughter his son as an act of faith and obedience to God. During this preparation, Shaitan the devil tempted Ibrahim and his family by trying to dissuade them from carrying out God's commandment. And Ibrahim drove Satan away by throwing pebbles at him. So, in this commemoration of their rejection of Satan, stones are thrown at symbolic pillars, stoning off the devil during Hajj rites. So, acknowledging that Ibrahim was willing to sacrifice what is dear to him, God the Almighty honored both Abraham and Ismail. Gabriel called Ibrahim, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the revelations." And the ram from heaven was offered by Jibril to Prophet Ibrahim to slaughter instead of Ismail. Muslims worldwide celebrate al-Adha to commemorate both the devotion of Ibrahim and the survival of Ismail. This story is known as the Adha in Judaism, binding of Isaac, and originates in the Torah, the first book of Moses, Genesis chapter 22. The Quran refers to the Adha as follows. Look back at this Wikipedia once again. Purpose of sacrifice in Eid al-Adha. The purpose of sacrifice in Eid al-Adha is not about shedding of blood just to satisfy Allah. It is about sacrificing something devotees love the most to show their devotion to Allah. It is also obligatory to share the meat of the sacrificed animal in three equivalent parts for family, for relatives and friends, and for poor people also. The celebration has a clear message of devotion, kindness, and equality. It is said that the meat will not reach to Allah, nor with the blood, but what reaches Him is the devotion of devotees, the Eid prayers. So, devotees offer the Eid al-Adha prayers at the mosque. The Eid al-Adha prayer is performed any time after the sun completely rises up to just before entering to Zuhr time on this 10th of Dhul al-Hijjah. In the event of a force majeure, example natural disaster, the prayer may be delayed to the 11th of Dhul al-Hijjah and then to the 12th of Dhul al-Hijjah. The Eid prayers must be offered in a congregation. Participation of women in the prayer congregation varies from community to community. It consists of 2 rakats units with 7 takbirs in the first raka'ah and 5 takbirs in the second raka'ah. For Shia Muslims, Salat al-Eid differs from the 5 daily canonical prayers in that no adhan call to prayer or iqama call is pronounced for the 2 Eid prayers. The Salat prayer is then followed by the khutbah or sermon by the Imam at the conclusion of the prayers and sermon. Muslims embrace and exchange greetings with one another. Eid Mubarak. Give gifts and visit one another. Many Muslims also take this opportunity to invite their friends, neighbors, co-workers, and classmates to their Eid festivities to better acquaint them about Islam and Muslim culture. So the traditions and practice. Men, women, and children are expected to dress in their finest clothing to perform Eid prayer in a large congregation in an open Waqf stopping field called al-Adha or mosque. A few Muslims who can afford it sacrifice their best halal domestic animals, usually a cow, but also can be a sheep, camel, goat, or something ram depending on the region, as a symbol of Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his only son. The sacrificed animals, like called Atiyah, known also by the Perso-Arabic term Kobani, have to meet certain age and quality standards, or else the animal is considered an acceptable sacrifice. Pakistan alone, nearly 10 million animals are slaughtered on Eid Day, costing $2.0 billion US dollars. So the meat from the sacrificed animal is preferred to be divided into three parts. The family retains 1/3 of the share, another third is given to the relatives, friends, and neighbors, and the remaining third is given to the poor and needy. So the Muslims wear their new or best clothes. Women cook special sweets including marmol, filled shortbread cookies, and samosas. They gather with family and friends. Eid al-Adha in the Gregorian calendar. When Eid al-Adha is always on the same day of the Islamic calendar, the date on the Gregorian calendar varies from the year to year, since the Islamic calendar is a lunar calendar and the Gregorian calendar is a solar calendar. The lunar calendar is approximately 11 days shorter than the solar calendar. Each year, Eid al-Adha, like other Islamic holidays, falls on one of about 2 to 4 different Gregorian dates in different parts of the world. Because the boundary of crescent visibility is different from the international date line, the following list shows the official dates of Eid al-Adha for Saudi Arabia, as announced by the Supreme Judicial Council. Future dates are estimated according to the al-Qura calendar of Saudi Arabia. The al-Qura is just a guide for planning purposes and not the absolute determinant or fixture of dates. Confirmations of actual dates by moon sighting are applied on the 29th day of the lunar month prior to Dhul al-Hijjah to announce the specific dates of both Hajj rituals and the subsequent Eid festival. The 3 days after the listed date are also part of the festival. The time before the listed date, the pilgrims visit the Mount Arafat and descend from it after sunrise of the listed day. In many countries, the start of any lunar Hijri month varies based on the observation of new moon by local religious authorities. So the exact day of celebration varies by locality. So the Islamic year 1438, 1439. So 1438 is on the 1st of September 2017. 1439, 22nd August 2018. 1440, 11th August 2019. 1441, 31st of July 2020. 1442, 20th July 2021. It is being calculated. So what do you think on 1443 next 2 years? So the notes are referred to here. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. There is no God but Allah. Allah is the greatest. Allah is greatest. To Allah goes all praise. The references is given to the acknowledgements. So please do not forget to subscribe. And one more thing is, you have to stay at home to be together with your family and all these. So I would like to say goodbye and hope to enjoy Hari Raya al-Adha. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for these 40 subscribers here, and we will meet you again next time. Onwards. Bye bye.